I would like to discuss on particularly on the Indo-Bangladesh border, which is third longest in the world and is passing through the marshy land. There is a mangrove forest. There are rivers of at least 700 kilometers straight. There are at least two or three large rivers, Brahmaputra, Ganga, etc. And if we talk about the population, there are places like Hili in Dinajpur where people are on the zero line to the extent that the zero line is passing through someone's courtyard or someone's kitchen. Now, on top of that, our relation with Bangladesh is complicated. We have a love-hate relation. You said that we took 25 years to do fencing, 75% of the length. But that probably also talks about our failures. It is a question whether we could do it in 15 years. Because this is not a very deep, one should always ask that question, that whether we were adequately focused. So, do you think that this border now needs special attention?
Yes. As a policy thought process, in my view, we have always been giving more preference to India-Pakistan border rather than to the borders. I'm reminded of an anecdote where some problem occurred on the eastern border, and one of our officers, senior officers, stated that the quality of officers here is not good on the Indo-Bangladesh border. My submission to that officer was that it is not that their quality is bad, it is that they are put to more challenges along these borders. So if you have more challenges, you have chances of success, you have also chances of failure. So as a policy decision, we need to focus more on our borders on the east. See, what is the problem on the India-Pakistan border? India-Pakistan border, ahead of the fence, there is no population. Below Jammu, there are no firing incidents. There are no attempts. There are hardly any attempts to cross over the border wherein we have to resort to firing. It is upward of Punjab border that problems occur, which is only about 200 kilometers with BSF. The remaining is with the Indian Army. And so we have, on the other hand, on India-Bangladesh border, we have, as you said, marshy land, riverine land, zigzag boundary passing through villages, boundary passing through even houses. 165 odd villages, if my memory serves me right, are located across the fence. Fence, as you must be aware, it has been constructed at 150 yards because of the agreement or the guidelines for the border guarding forces, wherein it is prescribed that no defense-related structure can be constructed within 150 yards, not meters, on either side of the border. So fence has to be constructed at 150 yards. It has been constructed, but those villages could not be relocated. Perhaps because, as you know, the population density on the east, especially in West Bengal, I know the national average. So there is no land available. It is not possible for the villages to be relocated anywhere else because of paucity of land, and because of paucity of land, the cost of land also is too much. So all those issues are there, and therefore we need to focus more on. And then what happens is, if there is any internal security duty, election duties, a lot of force is withdrawn from the eastern borders in particular, and sent across for election. See, if my information is a unit which is supposed to guard the border with 6 companies was left with barely 3 companies during the elections held last year. So the population density goes down drastically. The borders then are very thinly held, and therefore they are prone to different kinds of trans-border crimes, and also illegal entry and exit. So we need to focus more on the eastern borders, not only because we now have a sort of inimical neighbor, a neighbor which was so far friendly, turning into an inimical neighbor, likely to turn into an inimical neighbor, but also as a general matter of policy, we need to focus more. We need to, and then we have constructed the weather conditions in the east are so that the fence deteriorates very fast.
Yeah, it's
And
high
therefore it has to
rainfall.
be
High rainfall.
replaced. Yeah. So to answer the question that you asked initially, whether we could have done it earlier, probably, if we had more resources.